Okay, so the last video I walked you through how to journalize the entries from 9.5a. We're going to go ahead now and we are going to transfer our journal entries and we are going to post them into our ledgers. So if you look down at the bottom here, I've made some different tabs. So our first tab here is our journals. We're actually going to work next with our accounts receivable ledgers. So I'm going to go ahead and click on that. What we need to do is we need to take each one of these entries here and we need to post them into the appropriate ledger. So I'm going to click on my accounts receivable ledger. You're going to notice, oops, never mind. Okay, so all of these are in alphabetical order. So when you're opening up your accounts receivable ledger, they always go in alphabetical order. Also, this one already had your balances recorded in there previously, so you guys do not need to worry about that. So I'm just going to kind of flip back and forth between my journals and my accounts receivable, and we're going to work through posting each one of these into the appropriate ledger. Okay, so one way to know accounts receivable, if you look right here, is a debit. Okay, it has a normal debit balance. So each one of these transactions will go in as a debit. Okay, so we're going to start with Myers Company on April 1st. Post reference is going to be S39. Okay, so we were using, I believe, G whatever for our general journal. With the sales journal, we are going to use S39. So if we go back down here to the bottom to our accounts receivable, we need to find Myers Clinic. Okay, so on April 1st, or Myers Company, sorry. It's a little bit small. Hopefully you can see it on April 1st. Okay. We do not need to put anything into our item. We are going to use post reference S39. So sales journal page 39. We know this is a debit because remember we said accounts receivable always have a debit balance. So our debit is going to be $570.40. Okay, so we had a balance before. So here I'm going to use a formula just because I like formulas. You can just add if you want. But I'm going to take my balance above plus my debits minus my credits. Okay, so what's going to happen there is if I have a debit, it's going to add it. If I have a credit, it's going to subtract it. And I'm actually going to autofill down. Nope, I don't want to do that yet. My bad. All right, I need to move this quick here so I can undo. Actually, I'll just delete those. Okay, so go back to our journal, and our next one is L.R. Foster Company on the 5th. Okay, so we're going to have a debit of $486.10. So I'm going to flip my tab down here. L.R. Foster Company, there was nothing in there, so we're going to say April 5th. Okay, nothing goes into our item. Post reference S39. Okay, this is a debit of $293.35. So our new balance is $293.35. Diaz Hardware on the 10th. So go find your Diaz Hardware. April 10th. Okay. Nothing for our item. Post reference again S39. A debit of $293.35. So our new balance is $293.35. Back to our journals. Brooks and Bennett on the 14th. So let's go find our Brooks and Bennett, which is our top one here. We had a balance in there to start with. So on the 14th, post reference S39, debit of $640.16. Okay, so we're going to add that. So again, I'm going to use my formula here. So our new balance should be $1,567.92. Powell and Reyes. Okay, so Powell and Reyes on the 17th. Very last one down here on the bottom. Nothing will go into your item. Post reference S39 is a debit of $582.12. So our new balance is $582.12. Huh. All right, on the 24th, Ortiz and Company. So April 24th. And I know my ledgers look a little bit different than they have before. I created these myself. So Ortiz and Company on the 24th, S39. A debit of $652.87. So our new balance is $652.87. All right, Diaz Hardware on the 26th. I am not sure. I must have forgotten to delete something, but apparently I have a Toys R Us in here that I'm going to go ahead and delete. All right, so Diaz Hardware, April 26th. Sales journal, page 39. Another debit of $832.19. So I believe, since I have my, nope, I don't. I'm going to do my formula again. So that plus my debit gives me my new balance, $1,125.54. Okay, so right now we're done posting into their individual accounts. We will come back on the 30th and we're going to post this total into these two accounts, but we're going to wait and do that here in a little bit. So now we're going to come down just like you guys have done in the past, and we're going to go ahead and we're going to post from our general journal. Hopefully I can get through this before our 15 minutes runs out. So April 6th, I'm going to come down here. I'm sorry, not general. Yeah, general journal into our general ledgers. So April 6th here, the sales returns and allowances. I'm actually just going to start copying and pasting. So we find our sales returns and allowance on our general ledgers here. Okay, so sales returns and allowance had a balance in there. I forgot to enter this on April 1st. Okay, post reference. And the balance on sales returns and allowance was $396. All right, so we're going to go ahead and post our entry from the 6th of April. Okay, so we're going to go back to using G, and our page number was 74. All right, and this was sales returns and allowances was a debit, so I'm going to paste that number in here. Okay, if we're debiting a debit, we add, so I'm going to use my formula, our total above, plus our new balance. So our new balance is $437.12. Okay, and then we go back to our journal again here, and we need to actually post this in two different spots. So we're going to go ahead and post into accounts receivable first. Okay, so we'll go ahead and we'll go back into our general ledger and find our accounts receivable. And again, I forgot to put balances in here, so I'm going to do that quick. This is our balance, post reference. Our beginning balance was $1,169.42.
Please press X. I did not know.
So it was the same amount Okay, on April 6th. And this is going to be from, what did we say, G74. This one will be a credit. So if we're crediting a debit, we need to go ahead and we need to subtract our numbers. So we have 1,128.72. All right, so that one is done. I'm going to go ahead and pause this and start a new video.